Hello everybody. I'm making this video because I have received so many messages from newly floxed individuals just in the last 3-4 weeks, and they're newly floxed and frightened. Many are from other countries where they actually have zero clue for fluoroquinolone toxicity. I know it's not good here in the US, but it's much worse in other parts of the world. I'm specifically making this video to address the comment that they all say, that their symptoms are crazy and people think they're crazy and they don't believe them. First and foremost, we have all been through that. It does not matter what country you are from. We are all struggling with people to believe us, believe our illness, and to understand. Second, I wanted to say the symptoms that you tell me are not crazy. What's crazy is that fluoroquinolones are still allowed on the market and still harming people to the point of permanent disablement. So that's what's crazy. So I'm just going to rattle off some of my crazy, weird symptoms. Peripheral neuropathy, 10 out of 10. That is numbness, tingling, pain in all my extremities, nerve pain throughout my entire body. I have nerve pain in my head, my face, my jaw, especially when I have reactions to things. Nerve pain is like lightning bolts zapping me in the head. It's like electric shocks in my face. I'll touch something, ow, my hand hurts, right? And all of a sudden I get the numbness and tingling in this hand. But then as time goes on, all of a sudden it's my arm, it's my elbow, it's my shoulder, it's my back. It's like my whole thing is now numb and tingling and pain. Feels crazy. It is not. By the way, all this stuff is documented by the FDA, but I'm just getting into the specifics. Anyway, I think we're all familiar with muscle and joint pain, swelling. That goes without saying, right? Neurological issues like with gait, dizziness, inflammation in my brain, psychological effects. People may have nightmares or hallucinations, insomnia. I hated attempting to go to sleep at night. It was like, let the torture begin. Other symptoms for the eyes. I had just gotten an eye exam before I got floxed and was told my vision was the same for the last 6 years. 3 weeks after I got floxed, I went back to the eye doctor and my vision had changed. 3 weeks after taking Cipro. What I experienced with my eyes are this. I had black spots on the corner of my eyes, like I couldn't see the whole room. I don't know what you call that. My vision changed, so things became blurry. I got floaters, and lots of them. When they checked, they said my floaters were huge. And that's these black spots or weird looking shapes that seem to like go over your eye. And they get way worse when you go into the sun or have any light on your eye. My left eye is so bad that I can barely see out of it when I go in the sun. The floaters are just like roop, 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 roop over the eye. The other thing is that my eyes would stick together and there was like this white stuff coming out of my eye, like milk. It was really gross, actually. And I'm like, is this conjunctivitis? And the doctors in all the hospitals and all my visits saw it. Like, you can't make that up. Just pouring white stuff out of my eyes. And they said it was not conjunctivitis. To this day, I still have no idea what it is. And the people that took care of me back then were like, that's the weirdest thing we ever saw. My eyes would be stuck shut. I could not open them. I used to have to squirt saline in my eyes just to pry them apart. And then when my eyes were pried apart, they would go like the insides shake. So my vision would shake. And then it would be blurry. And it would take hours for this to stop. I would also see flashes of light on the side, like tick, 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 like fireworks were going off somewhere and you were catching them off the side of your eye, but there's no fireworks. This is just my eyes. I noticed that when I felt really sick or really bad days, those flashes were even worse. Oh my God, I better get to bed, because that freaked me out. The thought of not being able to see made me almost like hysterical, because that's what it felt like was going to happen. I also saw, like, in front of me, like, all these gold specks in front of my eyes all the time. Then the floaters, which are black, dark gray for me, and then the the flashing, that's scary, the flashes. You think that a flash is going to happen, then you can no longer see, but that's not what happens. And so I wore sunglasses for a whole year when I first got Floxed. I wore these sunglasses 24/7. You never saw me without sunglasses. In the house, during the day, at night. My eyes were so sensitive and they hurt all the time. Burning, dry, bloodshot. Dry even though I had the stuff pouring out of them. The other thing, hearing. I still have these things, but they're just not as bad. I had pressure, fullness. I also had and have ringing in my ears. Crazy sounds in my ears. It would sound like whoosh, whoosh, water in my ears when I first got Floxed, and I'd say, oh my God, the water's back. Also the annoying actual ringing in the ear, which is the loud pitch noise, and you can't hear anything when it happens. For a long time, I just had fluid pouring out of my ears. It was clear. It just came out. I don't know. When my ears got really bad, at certain points, I would have barely any hearing. My whole ear would get muffled, especially if I was having a reaction to something, and I would panic that my hearing was never going to come back. Oh my God, I ate something or did something. I can't hear out of that ear, but it always did come back. Yes, I've had a hearing test since. Yes, even my hearing is different, but it is not as bad as when I first got Floxed. Other things that we experience: burning with urination, pain down there. That's all I can say on TikTok, but you get it. Burning, itching skin. It's just itching, but your skin, it is like someone has lit you on fire. One of the other things that I experienced is sensitivity to sounds. That is still pretty bad for me. If somebody drops something unexpected and I jump and I'll see something that's about to fall, I see it, and even though it falls, it still messes me up. I startle very easily. I don't know why that happens, but that's another effect too. There's a lot more, because I feel like I experienced every single adverse effect from the fluoroquinolones. I ended up on hospice, right? I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling this to let you know that 1, these symptoms are not crazy. So many of us that have been Floxed experience these effects. 2, you are not alone. And 3, it doesn't last forever. And coming from me, who's still in the hospital bed, still getting round-the-clock care, for me to say that certain things don't last forever, I hope that carries some weight. The advice I always give when you first get Floxed is, get your mind right. This has to be okay. You gotta calm yourself down, because it's gonna get worse before it gets better. But it will get better with time. At least some things will get better with time. Do what you need to do to survive, which is, if you need to go to bed, if you need to not talk to people, if you need to wear sunglasses, if the light needs to be off, then do that. This is not a fun ride, but there is a whole community of us out there. There have also been new groups created for countries. There's also the 24/7 group on Facebook. Get into the groups, talk to people, and know that no person's floxing experience is the same. If someone heals faster than you, it doesn't mean you're not going to heal. If someone hasn't healed, it doesn't mean you won't heal. You can continue to reach out to me, of course. If you have reached out to me and you're watching this video, you know I always respond. It may take a little while, but I'll always respond. I know what it was like when I first got Floxed. It sucks now, but back then, oh, I would not wish that on my worst enemy. Hang in there, everybody. Be strong. I hope you're able to translate this video as needed. Don't give up. Did you hear me? Don't give up. No matter how scared you are. I know it's a lot easier said than done. This comes first. Thank you, everybody.